I do, if you don't care. I'm going to. I appreciate you, ma'am.
Where did Casey go?
She's coming.
Yeah, she just said you want to pack the house with everybody. I'm like, yes, I
You
do.
might want to come down a little bit. I don't mean, no, you're fine. But
Top row.
he
We
was
don't
on the
have
top row. Yeah, we can come down a little.
Shake your radio.
Come on. We need the team.
We do.
Do I get right behind the mayor?
Actually, don't put him behind the mayor because he's hidden one.
Whatever you
Oh,
want.
gotcha.
We don't want to block him. Good morning, everyone. It's really great to see you all here today for this exciting announcement. I want to thank Council Members Richard Maloney and Chuck Ellinger for being here. You want to come stand with us? Come on. Might as well pack the winner's circle, right? Are there any other council members with us this morning? I do also want to thank Police Chief Lawrence Weathers, who's here. Where'd you go, Chief? There you are. And Fire Chief Jason Wells, who's with us. Commissioner Ken Armstrong, Public Safety. Commissioner Charlie Lanter, Housing Advocacy and Community Development. And my Chief Development Officer, Kevin Adkins. And do we have other commissioners in the audience? All right, thank you all so much. This is big news, and we're thrilled that you're all here. And so the first thing I want to do is welcome Congressman Andy Barr, who's with us this morning. I want to welcome Casey Allen Bryant, Commissioner of Social Services, and Captain Seth Lockard, commander of our Community Paramedicine Program, and he has his whole team up here. And so we are really happy to be with all of you this morning. So I think that we all know that the pandemic has affected our community in many ways that we did not anticipate. One of those is an unprecedented increase in overdose deaths. Our city made tremendous progress during 2018 and 2019 reducing overdoses. Then came the pandemic. In 2020, the city had over 200 overdoses for the first time ever. There were 209 overdose deaths. Nationally, overdoses topped 100,000 for the first time last year. And overdoses in the Commonwealth of Kentucky overall increased by 15% in 2021. These are astounding numbers. Our city has received 2 significant federal grants to help us purchase naloxone, the life-saving drug. Thanks to these grants, we can equip our police officers and our firefighters with naloxone so they can administer this drug when needed. Overdoses affect people from every walk of life here in Lexington, all demographics, all income levels. So to help us fight back, late in 2020, I formed the Substance Use Disorder Advisory Council. Partners from throughout the community who represent a variety of agencies that work to stop this epidemic every single day. And they help us coordinate our response. We offer innovative treatment programs that reach a variety of people. Today, Congressman Barr has an announcement that is really going to help the city of Lexington. Congressman, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mayor, for that introduction. Let me join in also thanking our first responders here, Chief Weathers, Chief Wells, Fire Chief Wells and his team, the Lexington Division of Police, and the wonderful people behind me, Seth Lockhart and his team, who run the paramedicine program here in Lexington. I've had the privilege of doing a ride-along with Seth and his team, and the work that they do is truly life-changing and life-saving. We're here today to announce a $616,704, to be very precise, federal grant to enhance the barrier-free reentry and recovery initiative here in Lexington. The so-called BFREE initiative is part of a comprehensive approach the city is offering Kentuckians in recovery for substance abuse who are also transitioning from the criminal justice system after a period of incarceration. Ensuring a smooth, healthy, and successful transition for these Kentuckians back into our community can reduce the risk of recidivism and put these Kentuckians on a path for long-term recovery. The BFREE initiative ensures participants have access to employment services to help them find and maintain meaningful work that will provide dignity and purpose to drive their recovery. The BFREE initiative also assists those in recovery with housing instability issues to access the various recovery residences in Lexington. Finally, the BFREE initiative provides transportation services for Kentuckians enrolled in the program so that they can attend appointments with their substance use disorder treatment providers. To that end, this federal grant that our office helped secure during the last federal appropriations process will allow the community paramedicine program that I was mentioning before purchase 2 vans to transport Kentuckians to and from their SUD treatment appointments. In addition to the vans, the grant funds will fund a full-time position to work closely with staff at Community Corrections and District 9 Probation and Parole to address barriers to successful reentry, including mental health and addiction treatment and transportation. The funds will also provide assistance for individuals to enter or continue a residential recovery program, and the funding will allow community partners to facilitate admission to treatment or harm reduction services. As I was saying, in early 2020, I was able to join the community paramedicine team for a ride-along, and I saw firsthand the great work that they do on a daily basis. And that's why I advocated so strongly for this grant and why I'm pleased it will help expand their footprint in the community. So let me just touch on briefly what the mayor was saying about how this initiative started. When it was announced that Congress was going to go through a new process in appropriations to provide for community funding, I approached the mayor. I knew of the community paramedicine program. I knew of the need because of the spike in overdose deaths post-pandemic and during the pandemic. And I want to credit her and her team and her commissioners for being really innovative to supplement this community paramedicine program with an initiative that would address these barriers to reentry. We didn't have here someone dedicated full-time to the jail, because what happens is when someone is in a substance abuse downward spiral, they're at great risk for an overdose and great risk for a very tragic situation. So when those individuals are released from incarceration, they need immediate help. This grant is going to provide that bridge to get those individuals the help they need once they are released from jail. While the city made great progress in reducing overdoses in 2018 and 2019, the pandemic caused a setback, as it did nationwide in the fight against addiction. And in 2020, for the first time, the city had over 200 overdose deaths. Last year, nationwide, overdose deaths topped 100,000 and increased 15% in the Commonwealth, according to the statewide report issued earlier this year. So I'm confident that the federal grant announced here today will make a tremendous impact in reversing this trend. We can save lives by investing in rehabilitation programs such as this innovative BFREE initiative, delivering resources to our law enforcement to end drug trafficking, and boosting community prevention efforts to stop addiction before it happens. Our work clearly is not done, but I am inspired by the commitment of city leaders, the mayor, the council, the first responders, the commissioners here, and especially these first responders and providers who are working tirelessly to reduce addiction in our city. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank my staff as well. Tatum Dale, my district director, Mackenzie Todd in our office, who ran the point for the appropriations process, Hunt Vandertal in my DC office, who worked with the appropriations committee. And I also thank my good friend and colleague from Oklahoma, Congressman Tom Cole. I told him about this initiative. I told him we needed help in Kentucky. He serves as the ranking member of the Labor, Health and Human Services Committee, subcommittee chairperson. He helped secure these funds for the city of Lexington, and I thank him as well. So thank you all, and God bless these first responders and these individuals who are struggling with addiction, who with the right help, with these transition services, they can not only become second chance employees, they can fulfill their potential, and we know all of these individuals are capable of that. Thanks so much.
Thank you so very much, Congressman Barr. We greatly appreciate your support, and one of the things that he and I were talking about before we started this morning was we started working together on grant potentials in January of 2019, and it's been a great partnership to have your support and help in these kinds of things. So now let's hear a little bit more about the BFREE program from Casey Allen Bryant, my Commissioner of Social Services. Welcome, Casey.
Thank you. I am standing here in place of our substance use intervention program coordinator, Amy Baker, who unfortunately could not be here today, but who has worked so hard and tirelessly in our community for grant money to reduce overdose deaths, to work with those who have substance use disorder. Last night at the town hall, I sat with colleagues and community partners from across the city and listened to stories from individuals and families whose lives have been devastated by addiction. We listened to mothers who lost their children more than 20 years ago, and family that lost their son just 2 months ago. The substance use disorder crisis is certainly not new, but the COVID-19 pandemic had a devastating impact on those who suffer from this disorder. We also heard from individuals who are thriving in recovery from substance use disorder. Business owners, moms, dads, reunited with their children, and many others. 2 issues in the town hall we attended continued to be identified as key factors in recovery and reentering the community: safe, recovery-supported housing and transportation. And thankfully, due to our Sir Congressman Barr and this BFREE money, we will be able to help with those. The funding that Congressman Barr helped us secure for those reentering our community is critical as our family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers begin the process of putting their lives back together. An outreach worker will be placed in our local Fayette County Detention Center and will help those who have substance use disorder as they reenter back into society. This person will be there to help them connect with much needed resources such as healthcare, job placement, recovery, housing, treatment, and a gamut of other services that are needed and identified. Additionally, this money will also help support the city's continuing effort in our program called the Recovery Supportive Living Assistance Program, where those who have substance use disorder are able to find safe, supportive housing to help them with their road back to recovery. I want to thank our Scott Llewellyn, who is in our Office of Social Services, who will also be helping with this effort. I want to thank our Seth Lockhart, who will be helping with the community paramedicine part of this grant and the transportation, in which he will tell you more about. Thank you, Mayor Gordon and Congressman Barr, for advocating for individuals with substance use disorder and believing that recovery is possible for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Finally, I want to introduce Fire Department Captain Seth Lockhart, who runs our community paramedicine program. Congressman Barr's grant, as you heard, will fund 2 vans for community paramedicine. Vans that will be used to transport people in the treatment program and for other community paramedicine needs. Our first responders, and especially our fire department, are often our first line of defense as we work to save lives from overdose. Community paramedicine follows up on people known to have substance use disorders. It will do the same thing for people in the BFREE program, as well as transport them to programming. So, Captain Lockhart, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. So I really appreciate the opportunity to express our gratitude to Congressman Barr, Mayor Gordon, Chief Wells, unfortunately Amy Baker, who's not here. She's been a tremendous asset to us, and the team that I get to run, I get to supervise them, and they're an amazing group of people. It was years ago we realized our vehicles are a barrier to being able to serve this population. Having a vehicle that sticks out like a sore thumb in a neighborhood can be intimidating, and we were looking for some method, and that's where the idea of a minivan, something that's going to blend into every neighborhood and every community. When the city was working on the proposal, we were excited to have the vans included, and when we were notified of the award, we were thrilled with the potential for improvement in serving our clients. What this opportunity means to us is having a comfortable place to discuss treatment options out of the elements, to provide transportation for our clients, and reducing the image of having a typical fire department vehicle parked in front of your home while we're talking to you, on the side of the street if we're engaging you, or wherever we go to meet our clients. Another component of the grant is that we're going to be able to buy some Narcan and continue a Leave Behind program. Every time we engage with a family member or an individual, we offer Narcan. It's such a life-saving drug. On the last 2 years, we've been working with the healing communities, and on average, we leave about 30 dose packs of naloxone with family or individuals. So we're going to be able to continue that as well. So, Congressman and Mayor, Chief, we look forward to having you both come for a ride along in our new vehicles soon.
All right.
Thank you all again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Captain Lockhart. We will be there, right, Congressman?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner, Chief, we'll all be in that new van. I just want to say one more time before we close out how awesome this community paramedicine program is. It's groundbreaking, it's innovative. I want everybody here to give this team a big round of applause. Thank you. Keep it going. Keep it going. Thank you to everyone here, especially thank you, Congressman Barr. This is such wonderful news for the people here. And now we have plenty of people who will take your questions individually as we end this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Seth.